do. Bam. Okay, let's do that. Cool. Alright, I think we're in good shape right now. Pop out. Pop out. Okay. I got that. Let's try and pay a little attention to this. Okay. Player. Preset states. I don't want that. Camera. I want to be under player, right? Inventory. Fall damage is off. Fall impact sounds. Hit. Halite type pickup. Spread modifiers. Physics. Vision and lock on. Lunge. I'm reasonably happy with how that works. Okay, so if I take this, hurt myself. Okay. If I heal myself, that's a decent amount. So let's... Or... It's actually... What up, buddy? Let me think. If I reduce the amount healed per halite, maybe I'll just start that there. I can change this 7, 9, 12, 15. Then okay, then if I'm healing myself, it's not bad. It uses about a whole thing. And then charging does that. So that's a lot quicker. What about them? They're kind of cool. That one actually doesn't work. But some of them look pretty cool. Like this one. I need to adjust how they look in the game, but... Thank you. A lot of the animations aren't actually in yet, sadly. Like the healing doesn't do anything. But the healing's very similar to like a Bioshock heal, where she sticks out her palm and basically this shard of crystal comes out of her hand, and then she just stabs it into her wrist. So it's gonna be kind of fancy, I guess. Right now, the thing I'm trying to mess with a little bit is how to make all this other stuff work well. Maybe if I adjust both of these, that'd be a little better. Now if our AI actually didn't suck, that would help. But one thing at a time. When you say Far Cry 2, it's kind of hard for me to compare anything to Far Cry 2. Primarily just because I hate Far Cry 2. What part of Far Cry 2 are you getting at? When I imagine Far Cry 2, I think way too much about what was it? The fact that my weapons would degrade like instantly, and they'd just like rust out. It was awful. I'm not sure. What did they use? Did they use like syringes or something like that? Or, oh no, Far Cry 2, that was the one where he just had like the bandage that he continually wrapped around himself, right? Or was that Far Cry 3? I don't remember, to be honest. I might just be creating a jumbled mess. A lot of the cool stuff our weapons have is just the fact that they can charge, which will do cool stuff. Like that one's supposed to create like a crossbow, which obviously doesn't work too well at the moment. But or like the shotgun, I can charge like my entire chamber and then just like unload the whole thing one after another. Sometimes syringes, sometimes bandages. Yeah, so it's actually, we have a few different things. So you can do a standard heal, which is just she'll do the stab the syringe into her arm. An elongated heal, which consists of it holding in there, and then you get like a longer charge, but you can't really do anything otherwise. Or an instant heal, which actually will heal you a lot, but it'll reduce your max health. And what she basically does on that one is she'll open it up in her hand, and then she crushes the shard in her hand so it like explodes. So that one's pretty cool. But each one of our weapons has their own fancy little alternate fire, which each come with their own pluses and minuses. Primarily because ammo's hard to come by. It's something. It's more a matter of actually making them all come together. So like in the story, this entire world revolves around this stuff called halite, which are these crystals that they use for everything. So the crystals are used in the weapons as basically like heat sinks. So every time you shoot one of your weapons, you're actually shooting off like a little shard of the halite, but there's so much halite in there that it's like nearly infinite. But if you end up using too much of it, that's when your gun will overheat, and then the shard that holds it all together explodes, and then you need to reload. But the reason why that's a big deal and you don't want to let that happen is because in this entire game, we only use one resource, which is the halite. So everything you do uses halite. Healing yourself uses halite. Reloading uses halite. The currency in the game is halite. So if you want to like buy power-ups or buy pretty much anything, it's all based off halite. Grenades are also halite. They're just held in these different containers and stuff. So it's really important that you try and, like manage your shots so that you don't end up needing to reload often, because otherwise you're kind of screwed. But the cool thing we're experimenting now is the ability to like dynamically cool off the weapons. So like we have these like jetpack dodges and stuff. So if you use like one of these dodges, you'll be able to cool off your weapon a little bit, like on the fly, instead of having to wait for it to cool down. But we're still kind of working on all that stuff and figuring out how to make it actually work. There we go. Okay, so 7, 9. Yeah, so let me damage myself a little bit. Oh, that didn't work. It's actually not meant to be simplified, to be honest. It's actually meant to be more complicated. The player, it's meant so basically, well, it's partly because of the story, because the story is very halite centric, and to kind of get the idea of how these people are kind of obsessed with this thing, and they need it and use it for everything. But also to force players to decide which they feel they need in any given situation. So I think that it's going to be a hard thing to balance and make it actually work well, but if we can do it, I think it'll add a lot. And the way we're kind of approaching it right now is, if it doesn't work, kind of like, fuck it. We'll just switch it to be like everybody else's. Because it won't actually take that. It won't actually be that hard to do it. Alright, that's not bad. And then 30 for that. So it'll be 30, 90. Yeah, that should be fine. So so we 3, 9. Yeah, I don't especially with stuff like that, I know it's not going to be something that will be easy to do by any stretch of the imagination. So I think it's an idea that we'd probably be rather disappointed in ourselves if we didn't try to do it. But if we can't do it, or can't get it to work to the way we'd like it, it's not worth it. Basically, yeah, that's kind of how we're thinking about it right now. If it doesn't work, oh well. Yeah, most of it's just playing with numbers. But it gets kind of, when we have so many power-ups, it can get kind of overwhelming sometimes to really figure out what'll feel good and what doesn't. So it'll take a while to balance it all out, especially because we have so many things going off of that one concept, you know what I mean? But I think it has potential. I think it'd be super cool. Or at least it could be. Okay, let me kind of look at this. The lunge. I like how that's working. 3.5, 30. Maybe make this 7. Actual highlight cost will be 7. 7, 9, 12. Yeah, totally. So we apply that. Okay, so if I can adjust acceleration, dampening, only one jump, impulse on descent, physics. What were the other things I wanted to actually try and do? I can't even remember right now. NDAs, I had a list, and of course I can't find my list now, so that's good. Oh yeah, I wanted to mess with some of the... Yeah, so basically the way the air jumps work is it's like a built-in jetpack. So all of this stuff is created on our end so that we can have power-ups that can adjust them. So depending on your run, similar to like Binding of Isaac and stuff, you'll have the ability to alter that. So by default, you get one jetpack jump, but there could be power-ups that can eliminate it so you don't have any. You might not even be able to jump. There could be some that, add an extra one, two. Pretty much anything. Like your cooldowns can be adjusted, your speed, rate of fire, all the weapons, that's all. We have, like 200 plus power-ups at the moment. So they add up quick. So we go into the test scene. I want to see how much. I need you to get out of here. Shit, did I just grab a power up by accident? Yeah, I totally did. So like this is a power up, for instance. It creates like a... It's kind of meant to create like a spinning shield around you that you can shoot. Yeah, this is a roguelike. But one of the cool things about it is each one of the weapons, all of your power-ups don't attach to you. They attach to your weapon. So for like your pistol, for instance, like I have this like spinning one, but I can create what's one of these? That's a homing shot. That's not really that interesting. Scatter shot, helix shot. The wave shot, is this one interesting? Yeah, so it'll actually, it's supposed to bounce on the ground. Kind of doing it? No, not really. Like a wide shot. Oh shit, the fuck's that guy doing? Beam shot. Oh shit, I totally died. That's what I get for not paying attention. Oh yeah, whirlpool shot, beam shot. Yeah, so now my shots with that one just creates like this crazy beam. This infinite beam. Even though now it's super weak. So it's like useless. This is the whirlpool shot. Oh yeah. That's what I called it, the whirlpool shot. It basically like shoots out this shield that goes outwards towards enemies. This one's spread shot. And with this one, it's kind of cool too. With the spread shot, is we can have it make, it can be like horizontal, vertical, whatever. The default's just to create it like a spray like that, but it just owns things. And then the more basic stuff like homing shots and like if I had a homing shot. I don't know if there's another guy around here, but yeah, see. Now my shot just goes straight towards his face. And this one's Slinky Shot. Slinky Shot's pretty badass when it actually works right. See? Kind of bounces. I haven't figured out what makes that cool yet, but it's fun to do. I'll figure out a use for it later when it's actually doing itself right. But alright, what was I actually gonna try and accomplish here? It totally should. I agree. Oh yeah, I was gonna adjust damages of things. That's what I was gonna do. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. So the player, this pistol, 2 pistol. How much damage does this do by default? Projectile, firing rate, tap rate, scale. Yeah, totally. I mean, a lot of the idea is just to make things, like a lot of the stuff we're trying to create are just systems and power-ups that can kind of merge into one another really easily. And then half of it has been us kind of letting the game merge stuff, and then we see something that looks cool, and then we make it into something that actually works. And that's kind of been some of the more fun power-ups so far. Pistol, crosshair, yeah, that's the crosshair, it's fine. Scale, ammo, weapon help. Right now it actually breaks if it does the opposite, but alright, cool. Alright, rounds per reload, add component, states, save tweaks. Where the hell's the stuff I want to see here? Position springs, retraction, bob, step. Load, crosshair, okay. That's the projectile. Tap rate, prefab, scale, count, spread, motion. Yeah, see, I don't want that. Shell, sound, animation, states are those. The charge customization. Only fire upon release. Yep. Initial charge damage multiplier. That's fine. Charged pistol. Alright, so that's a thing. That didn't really help me at all. Ammo per shot. Prefab should be a game object. Muzzle, shell, motion. Let me look under one of the other ones. What is all this? Whoops. Sigh. Okay. Pistol, shotgun. It's the crosshair. Rounds per reload. Position, spring, shake, bob. That's the charge. Customization, max loaded shells, 100. It's a little excessive, but that's fine. States. ID 0. Look down. Animation retraction. First person rifle, field of view at 60. Player, camera, pistol. Oh, okay. Alright, so if I go under pistol, find this. Right, that's that. Projectile bullet. Constant motion. Okay. The particle system. Okay, so there's that. RT projectile. Okay, so that's a thing. Projectile bullet. Damage amount is 50. Okay. Okay, so if the base damage amount is 50, how long does it take me to kill one of the base guys? Based off what they are right now. Oh shit. So I kind of feel like I should be able to kill one of those. Oh shit, get out of here. What, did you just kill yourself? Oh my god. How am I supposed to test with you if you're killing yourself? I know with that guy, I can't do anything. Boop, 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 boop. Oh no, you're dead. Well, thank you, buddy. Oh shit. I really didn't want to test with that guy. I wanted the little guy. Where'd the little guy go? Cool. So let me see if that's doing 50 damage. And this guy has how much damage? Let me look at this. Berserker 2. Thanks, yeah, that's totally what we were going for. The a lot of the game is based off of crystals, so it is definitely the feeling we're after. So there's his lunge, shoot. Current health. This guy has 100 in health. He has 100 health. How much does this other dude have? Current health negative 50. No, max health. That's because he's dead. But I think with him, I think part of that's also just the way it's set up. Let me see. I think he just has more armor. So like if I run through here, find this dude, shoot him, say I just did 50 on him because he has no armor, he dies in 2 hits. Shoot him in the head, he's done. Alright. So that actually makes a lot more sense. I just need to... That's the other thing. This rocket launcher should probably kill him in 1 hit. There we go. Thank you. Oh, that was terribly aimed. But okay, so that guy has... If we're gonna have base damage of 50, those basic guys should have at least 150 health, in my opinione. So if he's... I actually probably say his health should maybe be 225. For our shaders, a lot of it's the standard Unity shader, and then for the other things that we use, they're all custom made. We have one of our artists creates them. He also he uses Shader Forge. If you're learning, I'd probably recommend checking it out. I know they speak very highly of it. But if you're ever interested in asking one of them specifically, the artists usually stream Thursday mornings. So you'd either be most likely speaking with Will. Will's our lead artist. I'm actually neither. I am the designer and I guess a business person for the company. So I know a little bit about a lot of things, but not a lot about many things. The awesome guys we have on the team are nice enough to put all these lovely things in place so that a guy like me is capable of actually messing with it and doing something. But I know for the shaders, a lot of what we do is using the standard Unity shader. On one of our other projects, Dryker, we had a toon shader made because a lot of our stuff was meant to look like almost like comic booky. So, but I know a lot of what they do is through Shader Forge. They are very big fans. All right, so there's his health. Enrage actions, attacks. His attack angle. I'm actually going to just say screw it and put that at 250. That'll be a lot better for him. Just because right now he's probably our weakest enemy, but you're able to pretty much two-shot him. And if you get a headshot, he's dead in one hit. I'd like it to be a little more bullet spongy than that, especially because we have 4 different weapons. So being able to kill him in 2 shots with our weakest weapon isn't too fun. Yeah, it will be. It's hopefully going to be playable within the next 2 to 3 months, publicly. That's the plan, at least. The goal is to announce something by the beginning of February. And then, because the game is a roguelike, our plan is to kind of have it in the hands of people as soon as possible so that a lot of our playtesting can come that way. Gotta have it in the hands of the people so they can tell us what we messed up, right? Impact damage threshold. Min-max delay. So for this guy, the main thing with this guy is he has a weak point on the back of his head. If you shoot him anywhere on the front of his body, the red, he's pretty much bulletproof. Or at least he'll do very little damage, so. Yeah, me too. I'm pretty excited about making a first-person roguelike. Most of them are top-down, side-scrolling, stuff like that. There aren't nearly enough of them in 3D, so I think it'll be pretty cool. Okay, did I save this? Well, I did now if I didn't before. So that's a plus. Now let me get in here. Yep, tower guns was pretty cool. I think it had a lot of stuff that could be improved upon, but I think it was awesome. Especially it was made by like one guy, so that's got to count for something, right? Come on, bro. I need you to get out of the way. Thank you. Helps when you one-shot him in the face. All right, and then you. All right, so the rocket launcher pretty much just kills him if I shoot it anywhere near him. It's probably not a good thing, but yep, Joe Mirabello. I remember Aaron, one of my partners, was good friends with him, and he mentioned talking about it. I guess he was an artist and just kind of taught himself. All right, can you leave? Thanks. Taught himself Unreal. And that was the first game he made with it, so props to him. That's pretty legit to make that for your first game. Alright, so that heals about a full pip. I'd say that's worth it, right? Can you take a little damage off of me, or are you just going to stand there? Thank you. Tower guns got a lot of good publicity, too. I know a lot of people liked it. So, definitely props to him. I need to adjust this guy's animations. Yeah, I was actually really... Ooh, I think I just got myself killed. I was really interested in seeing how paranautical activity worked out when I first heard about it. Oh, I ran out of halite. That's a thing. Well, it ended up getting onto Steam because they sold the project to someone else. So I think it was just another publisher that got it on Steam. So it was never that original company that made it. Because they tried, I think the CEO, the one that had all the issues, he left the company, like sold his shares to his partner in hopes of it being able to get on Steam, and then after that they still wouldn't bring it on Steam, so they ended up just selling the project off, which is never a good sign. I mean, but yeah, they brought him back afterwards when they realized that firing him was never gonna actually help anything. I think their goal was just to kind of publicly fire him, and that obviously didn't work out. But they sold it to some indie publisher, and then that's how it ended up on Steam. They let it on Steam because it had nothing to do with those guys anymore, pretty much. Crosshair, charge customization, max loaded shells. Yeah, I played it a few times and it wasn't that bad. Yeah, I'd never heard of them either. I just know that they're a small indie publisher who bought the game, and I'm sure they made their money back because I mean, how much could you really pay for it when it couldn't get on Steam? They had no guarantee that it would get back on Steam. They probably paid like $10,000 or less for the rights to the game because the game was making nothing without Steam. And I've seen it on Steam sales multiple times, so I'm sure it worked out for them. I wouldn't be surprised if Valve wanted it to be successful after that, just to screw over those guys for pissing them off. Charge customization. That too, yeah. It always helps. Controversy is a good and a bad thing. As long as you know what the limits are, it's always a good thing. True. I mean, Valve makes enough money, so I don't think they really give a shit. But it was ridiculous I mean, anyone that knows what the guy did knows he was kind of an idiot. There's no reason to ever even joke about stuff like that. It's the reload sound. Exactly. I mean, think about it. They were selling the game on their own website, I think, and then they got their green light. So they were going to sell it on Steam, but then for some reason the game came out, it was released, and then it was listed as an early access game. Alright, whatever, big deal. Everyone can still buy it. All you gotta do is, contact your rep, have them fix it. It's just a tagline, no big deal. But after you do that, get taken off Steam, it's not as if you can go to Sony or Microsoft and say, oh yeah, I'm not on Steam, can you put me on your console to make sure I can, make a little money to live? They don't want that. Once you anger Valve, you're not getting money anywhere. They have no reason to believe you. To believe in you, I should say. Feel the Yeah, and I'm sure everything on Steam updates like within an hour anyway. So he could have just done that himself, fixed it, and would have been no big deal. But he had to freak out and have it so that no one would want to deal with him anymore. I wonder how badly they banned him though. I mean, did they just ban that game, or did they ban the company, or did they ban working with him? Because if Valve refuses to work with you as a person, that's I don't know what you could do about that, because that's pretty much putting you out of a job. I mean, you could probably, I don't know if you could sue over something like that, but it's pretty rough. See, 'cause I have this for the pistol. Yeah, it completely takes away his ability to have a company. Pretty much. If he owns the company, Valve will simply not work with him. Well, I mean, in that case, it would have been fine if he just left the company. But even after he claimed to have left the company, they still didn't work with him. So, okay, charged pistol, projectile. But I should have something similar here. I mean, I suppose in the future he could likely, you know, partner with someone else and just have it so that he is not the email contact. And then, you know, everything blows over eventually. And I'm not sure how old he is, but even if they find out it's him, he could probably claim, you know, I was a dumb kid and kind of move on from there. And they'd probably be fine with it. Yeah, if they probably formally apologize, Valve wouldn't have given a shit. He's probably 12 mentally, but I'm guessing he's probably in his 20s. Yeah, it kind of baffles me that it's still something that people need to discuss, as if it's hard. Instantiate while charging. Now, what is... If I go on the grenade... It's always amazed me, especially in this industry, how much you can get by just being nice. Not hassling people, not, you know, being a jerk. Everyone's typically, I mean, I'm not gonna make too much of a broad statement, but everyone I've dealt with has always been really nice and attempted to help. Yeah, I try not to vent too much on Twitter. Mainly because it can kind of make for a miserable environment for people. Icons, right. Like, no one really wants to listen to that. Yeah. And I mean, thankfully, I think part of it too is because everyone I've really dealt with, I've never been in a position where I have to talk to them. You know what I mean? Like, everyone I've dealt with, it's been because I wanted to talk to them. I've had some people where, like, the worst that I've had, in all honesty, has just been trying to work with people and they don't email me back. That's really been it. So like I've had some people that like either people that I wanted to work with or people I had questions from. Like I'll email them and be like, oh, I just want to see what your opinion is on this, or like I'm interested in working with you. Like, what's your availability? What are your prices? Stuff like that. And it's just I've noticed some of the bigger names, quote unquote, are much, much harder to talk to. It might take, weeks for them to contact me back, or some of them I just don't receive anything at all. So, I mean, it is what it is. I don't take any of it to heart. Some of them, someone that I might have emailed for information like a year ago and didn't respond, I'll email them, today, and they might respond. I don't know how that stuff works. Lost an email, or just they don't know who you are, so they don't bother. But for the most part, I don't have issues with anybody. I think everyone's pretty chill in this industry. So I'm not about to complain on that one. Vision attacks. Unconscious action, rage, brain specific states. Yeah, if they don't bother, it's I haven't met anyone that's been like really, really a jerk, but really the worst I've had is just people not responding. A few pretentious people, maybe, but none that I've had to talk to, so it doesn't bother me. I guess that's one of the nice things too. Not needing to deal with like publishers or anything like that. I don't have to deal with a lot of those people, so I just kind of do whatever. Okay, radius, speed, angular speed, acceleration, yep. Yeah, that's kind of jerky. And I mean, they don't mean it, but that's something that will end up making you lose a lot of friends. Managing stress is such a huge thing in life. Current health 100, impact damage threshold, impact damage multiplier. Okay, that's really not a thing I wanted, but yeah, I mean, if you're having a really stressed day, and you can't handle it, like, it's kind of just time to stop, basically. Okay, pistol, shotgun. Yep, I totally agree. Back when I used to do more programming, I would always notice when kind of my programming wall was when I would realize that the more I would keep doing, the more I would kind of just mess things up. So I would end up taking like a lunch break, whatever, and then 9 times out of 10, as soon as I'd come back, like within 10 minutes, I'd figure out what my problem was. So it's kind of the same thing with stress. If you get to that point where you're just at that stress wall, anything you do after that is only going to make things worse. So it's absolutely not worth it. Let me see this. Yep, exactly. I don't know. It seems like really simple stuff, but people don't seem to figure it out too well. Okay, so that damage is so that damage amount's only 10. Maximum lifetime. Knockback power, knockback time. Yep, constant motion. This is going to end up being super powerful. And that's going to make it suck. But that's okay. So I'm going to do 30, 30. Yeah, right? If you can't even win a battle against yourself, how are you supposed to really accomplish much of anything? It's kind of the way I see it, but... What's up, bro? Can I shoot you? Oof, that does way too much damage to you. Actually, you should come back. Where's another one of you? Is that the only one? Or do I have another one over here? There we go. Does 42 the whole time, huh? Now it did 18. Was there any knockback on that? No, not really. Okay, so I'm gonna kill that off. And then I'll look at player, camera, pistol. Did I change anything in here? I just remember that this was running, so anything that it would have done would have quickly become meaningless. Oh yeah, it was the grenadier that I was messing with. Now what did I do to him? Change his health, right? Angular speed, acceleration. Max health. Cool. So if I leave that way, 50, 200 will probably be fine. Okay, they can go. My pistol, that one does 50 damage a shot. But when I grab this, go here, gentle knockback bullet. Knockback time. Five damage amount, 30. What I think I'm gonna do is make that 20. Knockback power, 15. Whoops, don't do that. There we go. Yeah, so I can do that. Then let me just try. I'm gonna try and see what the shotgun does here. Oh shit, I don't know what the hell just blew up, but oh, it's that guy. What are you doing there? Oh my god, why is it doing more damage? Cool. Thanks for stopping by, buddy. Enjoy your game time. Oof, that just took so much damage. Now he's fading away. Later, bro. Alright, so let me try and see what he's doing. Do I have another guy over here? If I could find one, it would be lovely. Alright, so it's doing a lot of damage to this thing. Damn, that was a really big AoE. See what I think's happening. What the hell was that? Okay, well, that didn't do anything. Cool. Yeah, it's way too powerful. Why is it doing that much damage, though? It's kind of confusing to me. I didn't set it to do that much damage. See, so if I shoot him, can't even tell how much health he has. He's like half. Oof. Alright, dude, well, that's way too powerful. Knockback power. If I just do that, right? Yeah, I get it. I must exit the play mode. Does so much damage. Right, so if I do this, maximum lifetime. Damage type bullet. Damage amount. Maximum lifetime. Oh yeah, I probably want that to stay like that. Then maybe make this. Do that. Alright, so that must be a thing. Did I just walk into those things? Did I? Oh, I think I did. Shit. Alright, I don't think that counts. So I may need to go back in. Da, da, da. I don't know why this is running super slow today, but it is what it is. Oh, it would help if I clicked on the button. That will always help. Alright. So that's something I can do now. Bam, 15. See, that's like super sad now. Why is it? Is that really that much of a difference? How can that change so much? Did like 3 damage? If I switch this to 20. Right? Alright, bro, I'm gonna need you to die now. Thank you. Huh. Okay, well, let's go out here. Is that a guy? No. Someone gonna respawn for me? Oh, shoot. It's not doing crazy damage, but how do I does it go on forever? Huh. Well, if I add some knockback power. 1, right? Whoops. My bad. It's not adding anything, right? Let's see, so if I make the knockback power 1, it's gotta count for something, right? Let's find somebody else. There we go. You are not getting knocked back, my friend. But you are getting shot. Alright, so knockback power doesn't do anything. Specified knockback volume. Damage amount. Maybe I should only test these on the Grenadier. I think that might make sense. Yeah, I get it. That's cool. Alright, so buddy, camera, assault, projectile rifle. And the damage amount's freaking huge. Maximum lifetime is 20, makes sense. I think that stuff's super. Bullet projectiles in modern rifles range up to a high power tank rounds, 170. Just seems so powerful. Maybe 75. Yes, that does make sense. I feel like that should be way more powerful. Be 75 each. And the shotgun would make sense being like 100. Even though that seems like so much right now. That's fine. Then the rocket launcher. Okay, what am I looking at here? Projectile, fire relate, projectile dumb rocket. Maximum lifetime 10, damage amount 0. I think that's because the reason why this is 0 is because the projectile isn't the thing that actually does the damage. Right? I think that would make sense. It's the explosion the projectile causes which does the damage. Yeah, that would make sense. Missile explosion. Projectile arrow. Projectile beam. Projectile bullet. That's the one that's at maximum lifetime is 7. Gentle knockback. I'm going to change the maximum lifetime to 5. Maybe even 4, actually. Given the other one's 7. Homing rocket, damage amount is 10. Projectile mild knockback. $104. Right? Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. Then projectile rifle bullet. 75 and 20. Yep, that's the range I want. Okay, the damage is only 100. So that's definitely not going to be enough. But if I feel like the rocket should be able to kill. I'm gonna make it 200. Force and radius. I'm not sure about the force. I'm gonna make the radius bigger. Just to have some fun with it. And then sure, let's play with this. It's almost 11 o'clock already. That's crazy. Oh my god, I'm sorry. Hey, how you doing? Okay, that was a weird explosion. Okay, so that did damage to him, but it didn't seem to... Oh, there you go, 144. That's what I wanted. But did that just hurt me? That's kind of confusing. If I shoot this there... Yeah, it's not going to hurt me, right? Good, glad to hear it, buddy. Okay. Okay, so that just did a lot of damage to that guy. That didn't fully heal me, though. Right? Yeah. That radius seems way too big now. Yeah, see? That pistol's staying the same. Oof, that does a lot of damage now. I'm feeling a lot like this guy's gonna need. See, like I can freaking destroy that guy now, which is bad. Yeah, it certainly seems like that should be more powerful. Doesn't do a lot of damage. Okay, so let me go. Yeah, it should totally take more than that. Okay, so if I... It takes 10 shots to kill the guy. It should totally take more than that. I think that the easy way to resolve his issue would be if I just... Oh, that did way too much. Hello. Weren't you just in here under your other name? If I shoot this guy, I feel like the range is still super long. If I can get that guy to respawn, that should help. Okay, so can I shoot you from here? Yep, and that did a lot of damage. This game we've been working on for slightly under 6 months. The damage doesn't go down over time, which is bad. What do you mean yours won't work? Your Twitch isn't working? Shotgun, projectile, gentle knockback projectile, maximum lifetime. I'm gonna set that to like 2 and make this 90. That's strange. Okay, so I'm gonna save that. Projectile gentle knockback. Mild knockback. So make that 90 and 2. I thing is, there's no knockback being shown. So that's gotta count for something. Okay, so the radius, way too large. Damage 200. Yeah, that's fine. I'll leave that amount of damage. Rocket explosion prefab, 75 maximum lifetime. Cool. 2. The homing thing, not sure about that. Grenade damage amount 200. I think that'll be fine. Damage amount 90. The dumb rocket. Projectile bullet will be 50. So I'm gonna say change that to 6. Now on this enemy, the Grenadier, I gave him like 250 max, 200 max health. I'm gonna make it 250. Right, because he has like no armor. Right, that would make sense. The confusing thing is this guy's got 200. He's gonna have less health. But he has more armor, so that would make sense, right? Let me see, I wish I could see in here exactly where we're setting up his armor. States, presets, current health. Let's see, we have this thing for invulnerabilities, but I don't see exactly where we set it up. Well, I hope that we will be in a position to hire people in 10 years. Full-time people, I should say. Right now we have about 6 or 7 people that work with us, but they're all part-time or contractors. Okay, so I should be able to see what makes that all feel better. Well, what are you planning on going to school for? Is making games something that you've been interested in doing? Okay, so that shot 50. If I shoot him in the head, that should do a lot more, right? Oof. The kill shot. Okay, so that did 90. That just blew him up. Cool. Well, what part of the development process do you enjoy? 126. How does it do that much damage? Did I hit him in a... No, if I hit him in the weak spot, it would have been orange. So I'm not sure what made that happen. How much damage did I do there? 15. Oof. That crit. hit that? No. Alright, so that worked. But now, if I shoot right there, well, you know, those are certainly fun parts, but it's always good to get secondary skills. I'll always recommend that. Like if you want to be a designer, for instance, you know, take up like programming in school. Programming is incredibly helpful. There are not a lot of what they call in the industry idea men. It's very rare that you find a designer nowadays who is only a designer. If you ask a lot of people in the industry, they'll say, you know, everyone has ideas. It's a matter of who can actually put them into place. So I would definitely recommend, you know, if your school has any kind of programming classes, those are great to take up. Producer roles, those are also really important. Also, pretty much any kind of programming, producer stuff, project management, that's really important. That's a part of, you know, being a designer. But a lot of it is really the technical aspects. Being able to handle all it's a really big deal. So, I mean, that's definitely something that I would imagine that people kind of take for granted. Damage amounts 100, lifetime. Yeah, that's pretty good actually. Okay, so if I try to look at my player camera, healing rolls 30. Standard heal cost. The wind up time. Now, one of the things I'm trying to figure out is how to adjust springs based on what I'm doing. Sender min move distance. Stock lunge lethalize. If I apply this, don't know what that just did, but that's okay. Lunge, targets, dampening, physics, jump. There's the force involved. Cooldown, rate, add an object, send a message. Lunge, damage zone. That's not what I want. Targets, lethalize. Yeah, those are the cooldown settings. It's not what I want, though. Dodge window. If I do this on the weapon camera, it'll be a different thing. Rotation springs, rendering, position strings. See now. If I set this to play, okay, so let's move up here so I can actually have somewhere to test on. Jump. Okay. Now if I go to adjust the position springs, I want to go in here to pistol, my different states, position springs, pivot stiffness, kneeling, rotation. Yeah, see, now that's pretty much what I'm gonna want. When I'm pushing forward, so will the area of the area be larger? What do you mean? Are you referring to something specific, or? So what I want to do, I want to push this down, and whoops. Didn't want to do that. You can come back. Oh, so this area of the map is actually just a testing area that we use. So it's not indicative of what you'll see in the final game. So if I have this, and the rotation will be like that, right? So if you want to get an idea of what part of the game will actually look like, none of this is final, obviously, but it'll give you a little bit better of an idea. So it'll be the mountain layout. So there are areas like this that are more free roam, and then there are other areas which are more linear. So it just depends on where you are in the game. Oops, these guys. So like this area you can see is much larger than that other area. And this is the part that's more free roaming. So like you can explore pretty much this entire area. I can go down here to, whoops. So this is like our business district. There's a little opening over here. And then this will bring you to our main area. Oops, sorry, I ran out of ammo. Reload. Actually, let's see how I do over here. Doesn't do that much. The game's single player only. So it's actually, it's a roguelike. So if you've seen any game that's like Binding of Isaac or Nuclear Throne, there's a few of them out there that are pretty popular. That's the style of game we're going for. Okay, so a lot of this is super broken right now. As you can see. But that gives you a little bit of an idea of what we're going for. I can't think of anything else that I was really going to try and do at this moment. I think that's pretty much going to be it. It's 11 o'clock now. So I'm going to try and upload that now. That work I just finished up. So it should let me commit this. And then I'm pretty much going to be ending the stream for tonight. I had a pretty long day at work today, so I'm going to be trying to catch some sleep before tomorrow. So that's pretty much it. If there's anyone else still in here, feel free to like and follow. Those being one and the same. And then I'll see you all tomorrow. Alright, you all have a good night.